Welcome to Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. We're here today with a video with tons of dupes. I also wanted to show you a few things around my house. I have some new arrangements to show you with decor. I'm prepping the house for the holidays coming up, so I thought it would be fun to do some of those things with you on camera, and we're going to. I hope it goes well. But anyway, thank you for being here, and let's jump into the first dupe. We're starting out with a few furniture pieces, and we will do some holiday themed things in this video, but I also have home decor accessories that aren't holiday dupes for those at the end. This is the Pottery Barn Somerville entry cabinet. You may recall when the Somerville bed, dresser, and bedside tables first came out, we were just thinking, wow, now you've got a wood color that you're promoting in between the very pale blonde that you had and the dark. It wasn't mahogany, they would do walnut. But now we have this middle lane that we're in, which is fine. But even though it looks so authentic with the wood, it's actually just MDF with oak veneer over it. But these are the moments you wait for on my channel. I have a dupe for you, and it's real wood, and it's much less expensive. Ready? I found a furniture company on Amazon called Home Styles, and they do have pieces that are real wood, and this is one of them. It's their cottage oak buffet, and it's very petite, just like that entryway cabinet, so you could absolutely just use it as an entryway cabinet in a very small space. I wouldn't put it in a big space with nothing around it. The other thing is you can put this at the end of a hall. You know, maybe say in your upstairs if there's a small space, and that's just at the end of the hall sort of thing. Do what you want with this, you know. This is $224 compared to that nearly $900, and I just love that because a lot of people back in the beginning when I did these dupes would say, but your dupes aren't as high quality as Pottery Barn. Well, a lot of the time they are, and this is one of them. This is the Pottery Barn Vintner's Buffet cabinet. I noticed it a while ago and showed it to you at the time. I found something semi-similar, but not anything that was exactly with these window pane look on wood. I found you one that had window panes. But this one, I did find you one that looks very similar. Now this looks like gorgeous oak. It's MDF with oak veneer. Just with, you know, the faux oak look. I have something in a moment, same deal, but it's stained faux oak. So it's not that hard to find something comparable at a lower price when it's not real wood. So let's do that. I found this sideboard at Target. It's a very similar style, and the handles also look very similar, and they really tout those as special in the description. This is also made of MDF. It does have solid pine wood legs, so you can put plenty of dishware in there if you're using it as your buffet, and it's going to be very sturdy. But I think this is a gorgeous cabinet, whether it looked like the dupe or not. But check out that it's $300 and let's call it $56 on sale. But even at the regular price, it's still a steal compared to that Pottery Barn piece. It's just not quite as wide. This was in the 50-some range and the other was in the 60-some range. But still, it's a great size for a buffet cabinet. You know me and my eagle eye for design, and my eye is telling me that this is not a Pottery Barn original. You can tell by the things surrounding it that it's a mass-produced piece of furniture that they curated and added to their collection. And some of the pieces that are curated and are offered elsewhere are styled with their own things, but this definitely wasn't, so it gave me the clue. Now, I found this piece other places priced less, and I'm going to show you one of those. But before I do, I have one that's priced much less available. So let's do that one first. I do like the double arm feature on the Pottery Barn, so I like the Pottery Barn better. But should I say I like the Pottery Barn and many other furniture store and West Elm version better. They all sell it. Now, Amazon has this for $5.76, but you've got the one arm. Also, it's velvet material, while the other is like a faux linen. But I would rather spend $576 and have a chaise lounge, and instead of spending the other amount. You imagine how much furniture you could fill, a new space with when you're saving that much on one piece, So here's a quick example of Kathy Quo Home. They had the original price, same as Pottery Barn, but it's on sale and has been for a little while at $21.60. I went through Pottery Barn's new items and looked at all of the new furniture. This is one of the pieces. They considered the buffet cabinets, both cabinets that I already showed you, as new, and the lounge was new. All of it's new. If it's not, I'm going to tell you, like if it's a bestseller instead. But anyway, I was really surprised by these counter stools because they just don't look very Pottery Barn, do they? Do you see how these counter stools from Target are shaped the same way with the seat back and the wraparound arms, the club shape, and then, the seat looks similar. It's just there's not a crisscross. And these are gold. It's just a darker gold. Now, it's $139.50 each, but you have to buy two. So the sale price is $279.99. And they do have the channeling, which I do feel could go out of style eventually. And if you feel that way about it, I actually have more for you. But before we get to that point, they also have these in navy with black arms and legs, and then a burnt orange, which I think ends up being very popular in certain pieces. I've noticed, like sometimes the orange sells out faster when I'm shopping for things, but who knows if you feel that way about the counter stool. But I thought that these were a great value, and I like the gold better. I don't mind that it doesn't crisscross, but let's take a look at my next dupe. Similar idea, here's a pair of counter stools from Home Depot. The reason that I put this one second, even though it's $1 or $2 cheaper per chair, the back is different. But I really love these. I'm not sure how you feel about it. Like, these might be my favorite. And strangely, these come in 3 different shades of ivory. There's kind of more of a beige. I put them all there so that you can see. But I feel like that's very rare when you're looking at, mass-produced furniture. But I really like these. I wonder if you do too. We explored this room last week, and we were taking a peek at these equestrian themes around the furniture, but this time we're focusing on the furniture and specifically that chair. I feel like the chair wouldn't normally belong in this room. The color is so different. The theme is so different. But I'm understanding a little bit better why they put it in. It's actually leather. I feel like looking at it, you really wouldn't know that. But this is a leather chair, and it comes in a multitude of colors, but this one is like a slate blue. And I think it's an interesting piece, and I know there's a certain percentage of you that like blue, and this is for you guys. So I did find an alternative to this, but I found it before I realized that was leather when I was looking up the exact price of the chair with its specs with the blue. I was like, leather? So I feel like you can't really tell. So my dupe doesn't have leather, but it looks so similar to this chair. This is a swivel chair from Home Depot, and it's skirted, which is a little different from the leather, but the shape is identical. I like that it comes with the lumbar pillow. That's nice. Now, it's described as a bluish green gray. So, but don't you feel it looks very similar? And this is a fantastic price for this chair. It's $319.70. I have more Pottery Barn dupes to come, and they'll be in the home decor category coming up soon, but I did want to stop by my house with you for a moment. Let's redecorate this space for Christmas, and I'm going to talk to you about two new things here. Now, while I'm playing with the flowers, I'll tell you, because I am moving these to a different location, and I'm fixing them before I do. But the painting. Now, I worked on that, and as you can see, it's very simplistic. It's just an exercise in different shades of the same color, which is brown. And later in the video, I'm going to show you really quickly the color that I used and how I changed it, and it's so easy. But for some of you, you might be tired of a canvas that's framed you already have, and you could do the same if you like it, because this type of painting, even though it's very elementary, is very in style right now. And I thought we could use some brown here to reflect the brown elsewhere in the house. The other new thing is the lamp, and I bet you're more excited about that. That's made of travertine. It's extremely heavy, and it is an excellent dupe for a much more expensive lamp. This one's from Quince, and it's $175, but they are sold out right now. But they have a number of beautiful lamps to choose from that are also just very high-end looking, but super low priced. Now, the travertine is holding that painting steadfast. That's the only reason why a propped painting that's so large is working there. You should always hang your art, so don't do as I do. We're adding coffee table books, always a fun thing to do. And then I'm adding a holiday candle. This is also from Quince, actually. I talked about it in a video, my hot gift list video 2 weeks ago. It's Spiced Noel, which is fresh cut pine, mulling spices, and citrus. It just smells like Christmas in here. And you've seen my Santa portrait before, but I think it looks good and dresses it up for the holidays, like in a snap, and matches the brown. And I hope you agree. There are also ornaments that I placed in a votive just to take up more design weight from those books because the space is so large. I thought this was the perfect time to demonstrate the difference between an LED light and a vintage light bulb. It just makes all the difference if it is an accent lamp and you do want that warm and inviting glow. It will make everything look so much more cozy. So we had the LED in there, and I'm putting a vintage light bulb. Now, they sell them at all of the home improvement stores, but I also think they have a great price on them at Walmart. And you can get a 60 watt, just like another light bulb, and you have to make sure that you get the right width at the bottom. But I just think, have you ever driven, actually, let's do some homework. Take a look at the homes in your neighborhood that when you drive by, it's super bright white in all of the windows as if it's an office. And then there will be those who have that really pretty amber glow. It just looks so much better to use a softer and warmer light in your home. And you may think everyone knows that, but go ahead and drive around and see how many you see that look like they're actual offices in your neighborhood. Let me know in the comments. My home and this scene in particular always look a little bit more warm than they actually are in person. So it's looking extremely yellow as I'm looking at it now that I recorded it. But I'm telling you that it's just a beautiful glow with these type of light bulbs. And I'll link it so you can find them more easily. This portion of the video has been brought to you by Quince. Quince is very well known for their clothing, even though we had some gorgeous pieces of home items that we just talked about. Also, they are the maker of one of my very favorite sweatshirts, and it's the one I'm wearing. It is their super soft fleece crew. I feel like this looks tailored enough that you could wear it as a sweater to work, and I have done that. And you just dress it up with a scarf or a little jewelry. It lays beautifully, and I just wish you could feel how soft it is. I just love it. This is my favorite color out of all of them, but they have so many colors to choose from. This is the off-white. So I thought that was great. I also wanted to show you, they are the maker of my favorite t-shirt too. They have these V-neck t-shirts. I bought this in a 3-pack and it was so affordable, but I love taking these on vacation. They have them in all different colors because I also love it to wear under cardigans. And they look so nice all winter in my crisp white t-shirt underneath of a contrasting cardigan. I would highly recommend these two, but they're also very well known for their cashmere sweaters. They have very fine cashmere at excellent prices. Something that I use every day from Quince is their bath mats. They have hotel style bath mats. I love to constantly wash my bath mats, and these come through the wash so well. And I feel like the type with the rubber backing rather than the hotel style, the backing sometimes comes off in the dryer, and I'm not going to wreck my appliances for my obsession with washing my bath mats. And then the other thing I use every day is my waffle robe from Quince. They have resort style or spa style robes as well. And it's thin enough where you're not too overheated out of the shower, and it does help dry you really quickly. And sometimes I don't want to get dressed and just wear this around all day, but of course I don't do that. Thank you, Quince, for sponsoring this portion of the video. Pottery Barn's really going in on this equestrian theme, and I pointed out a dupe last week for something, but let's do another piece, and it's the horse sculpture. And I've seen this a lot in their different scenarios and different rooms that they create for the catalog and for online. And I'm sure you've seen it too if you did explore their website. Theirs is $99.50. It's 16 by 16. I feel like that's not a bad price for it, and it would be a nice gift for a horse lover. But I did find an alternative to it that I really like. I spotted this horse sculpture at Ashley, and I knew it reminded me of something. Now, it reminds me of a horse that's very high-end elsewhere, but I was thinking of Pottery Barn, and it definitely looks like their horse object, for the exception of the fact that it's gold on a black vase rather than base. I didn't mean to say base. Rather than black with the black. And I think it's very nice. It just depends on what color you want. Now, if you're handy, you can use acrylic paint and use a matte paint and make it look more like the Pottery Barn. But I do like the shape of the horse better at Ashley. It's just going to depend on what you want to do with that color. Pottery Barn is featuring a new basket. It's the coil tote basket. There is a small and a large. The large is like 100, mid-hundreds, but I'm focusing on the small one right now, which is 79, and they seem to be using that for beautiful hydrangea arrangements. That would be a great idea for you for the summer. But if you were to get my dupe, I do have an idea for you, but let's look at the dupe first. I have a pair of this size basket for you from Ashley. I know a lot of things have been from Ashley. It's not sponsored or anything. I just found one thing there and thought I would explore to see how many Pottery Barn-esque things they had, also at good prices. And I found a few, so I thought, let's put them all in this video. Now, this is a pair, so you have quite the savings. But my idea for you, if you do get these baskets or the Pottery Barn, you can put these in your bathroom if you're going to have holiday guests, and then you can put extra towels and washcloths in there so that they can grab them from there and not obviously use yours if it's the same bathroom. At our house, people love to use our bathroom rather than the guest bathroom because they like our shower. All right, so moving on. But also, you might have noticed in a Pottery Barn photo that they use it as a basket to put a tree in. So it's the planter for the tree. That's a nice idea too. But the hydrangeas are absolutely beautiful. And if you got this, it would be such a nice thing to do with it. I found two dupes for this item. It's the quartz catch-all from Pottery Barn. It's a bestseller, and I understand why. It's very pretty and so practical. Now, this would make a great gift, and it is on sale right now for $79, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's so pretty. I have two alternatives for you that I also think would be great gifts, and you can save a bit. All right, so we'll start with Target. Target has this catch-all. I'd be very surprised if you haven't seen it before because it is also a popular item at Target. But there's such a savings because it's only $20. And I do think that this would make such a good gift. Now, the tone of the color is different and it's marble instead of quartz. But I wanted to point it out because I think that it would be a great opportunity to buy it as a gift. And I already did a gift video, but I thought of this later and thought I should include that. Now I have another one for you. Oh my goodness, yes, I did find another thing at Ashley to show you. And this time you're getting a set of two marble trays for $49.99. And personally, I think that it would be so smart to get, the pair, separate them, put them in a beautiful gift box, and give them to two different people. And who couldn't use this? Anyone could use this. Even if they already have one, they could still use this. So I thought I wanted to show you it for that reason. I'm playing around with my paper stars some more. Those were the stars that I bought to maybe go on my tree next year because I didn't want to undecorate it. But for now, I'm going to use them on the stairs, and I think it's a very minimalist, modern way to decorate the stairs. So I thought it was pretty enough to show you. And all I did was use yarn that I bought from Walmart. I would have used jute, but I couldn't find it that easily, in the one night I went out to grab it. It's not like it's hard to find. And I grabbed this thinking that it would work just as well. And it was a little softer to go on the wood on the stairs. I'm so careful with them. So I think I like the way that it turned out. First of all, I finally hung framed art that I've been meaning to hang since June. You rush to do these things before the holidays. But second of all, I just made use of two of those long ribbons that I showed you last week, and I think they look elegant there. Actually, we'll spend another second on this. Can anyone tell what this art is? I feel like it's pretty easy, but it's only maybe because I know. But it's something I made specially for our anniversary this year. If you liked any of the dupes or saw anything else you liked that I highlighted, it would be tagged or linked in the description box. The tags are usually right at the top or along the side, or if you find the shopping bag. And the links are strictly in the description box. Two separate things. Well, I want to thank you for spending this time with me, and I thank you so much for your viewership. It really means a lot that you're here, and especially to the end. We're good friends now if you made it to this point. Well, thanks again, and I will see you next Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.